this video about case presentation company Speed Health Berhad. Speed Health Berhad has been incorporated 20 October 2013 at Pulau Pinang. The main business of the company is supplying medical to a private clinic in Malaysia. The company should have a good governance to boost confidence toward the shareholder regarding their investment has been protected. Without investment from the shareholder, it can be affect the company's planning and strategy to lead the market. Therefore, it is essential for the company to be transparent in its commercial activities management to avoid a conflict with the shareholder. The shareholder is only interested in profit of the company because they might have allocated in wealth by way of dividends. Board of directors play an essential role in ensuring a goal the company is able to meet. As such, the remuneration should be consistent with the board job description. This is to motivate the board to work harder, particularly with regard to effective planning and strategy. Board of Directors requests that it be possible to have better remuneration and as the market is complex and more work is needed. However, the remuneration committee does not agree with the board request to increase the remuneration. We will explain why remuneration should be increased, specifically the salary and allowance, justify the job discussion and challenge faced by the board of directors. Remuneration is any type of compensation or payment that an individual or employee receives as payment for their service or the work that they do for organization or company. It includes whatever base salary an employee receives, along with other forms of payment that accrue during the course of their work, which includes expense account, fund, bonus, and stock option. Make a point of rewarding your team members for their hard work. One of the best ways to do this is to give your best employees the raise that they deserve. Raise can be given annually based on the performance or individuals. It is important to give employees a raise on a regular basis because it shows that you value them and their contribution to the company. A simple pay raise can boost morale, increase employee satisfaction, and encourage hard work. Raises are important. Where and when to issue raise, there are several factors important to consider when deciding when and where to offer raise, including this is about first, your budget. When salaries increase, costs for your company rise accordingly. Although you may wish to give every employee a general raise, budgetary constraints may make that impossible. The employee's level of experience, an employee who has finished a training period may be entitled to a raise. You may also want to reward more seasoned members of your team with a pay raise, especially if they exist with training or serve as a resources for their peers. How many years the employee has worked for the company? Many companies choose the recognized years of service milestone with pay raise to improve employee retention. Next is the employee qualification and expertise, and who have received more education or training related to their job duty is often a good candidate for a raise. Next is the competitive pay rate. When considering annual rate increase, reaches the average pay rate for similar jobs in areas using data from the US Bureau of Labor Statistics (BLS). If your pay rate is not in line with current trends, Celebrum may help you retain employees and more easily recruit new hires. Next is a team employee's performance. Grading an employee who exceeds performance expectation with a pay raise provide recognition and positive reinforcement. The next is the cost of living in your community. Consult the recent trends in Consumer Price Index, we call it CPI, for your area when determine pay raise. Change in the CPI reflect increase and decrease in the average cost of consumer goods and service. During period when the CPI raise dramatically, pay raise allow employees to better maintain their standard of the living by helping them to continue afford the product and service they are use. And when the CPI trend downward, cost of living raise may not be necessary, especially if you are company provide regular salary. This is salary when salaries increase.
Reason to increase the salary. Do more than your job requires. Your work performance is often one of the strongest arguments for receiving a raise. Doing more than your job requires may include things like taking on additional responsibility, exceeding certain quotas, and helping your co-workers. For example, you work in the marketing department as an editor, and your primary responsibility are to proofread and copy edit documents. However, you often assist the writers in the department if they are behind on their assignment. Another way to take on new tasks and show why you deserve a raise is to talk to your supervisor. Ask them about specific tasks they have that are essential but that they dread having to complete. If you can complete these tasks, volunteer yourself to be responsible for them. This helps your manager by reducing their workload, and it shows your eagerness to learn new things and take on more tasks. Second, you develop new skills. You may deserve a raise if you seek ways to build new skills or refine ones you already have. This may include earning a job-specific certification, completing course or workshop at a local university, or taking part in your company's professional development program. If you want to improve your skill but are not sure how to start, talk to your supervisor or a human resources manager. They can offer. The last one, your mentor other employees. Mentoring another employee offer benefits to you. Your mentee and the employee becoming a mentor can be a part of a formal program set up through your human resources department, or it may be an informal arrangement between you and another employee. As a mentor, you are able to increase the value of the company's workforce by sharing your knowledge with other co-workers, often helping them improve their performance. Being a mentor also helps you develop your leadership skill, which a company often look for in value employees.
Guiding business communication. The board is a key element in a company communication on strategy. The tone and style of an organization always comes from the top. As a result, the board needs to fully understand the company vision and goal so they can properly guide management on how the business should communicate. A lack of board guidance can result in brand communication that's confused or contradictory. Here's leadership from board members can help ensure that the company is able to communicate both well and with consistency. Board members should also familiarize themselves with some of the common board communication mistakes that can mangle a business communication strategy. Managing board CEO communication. The board has a complex relationship with the business they oversee. Board members don't have the consistent information needed to actively lead the business, but still need to demonstrate leadership and be willing to make big judgment about the company, like asking whether or not the CEO is performing well or if the business is performing for its stakeholders, and provide guidance based on those judgments. If oversight is too light, small problems that could have been avoided with board guidance can easily grow in size and become significant obstacles over time. In order to provide the best guidance possible, the board should regularly keep in touch with the CEO and other executive staff. The board should be willing to provide more than just light oversight, and ideally will offer guidance or pushback on CEO decision if they feel the business isn't performing well for stakeholders. Shareholder activism. The threat of shareholder activism puts pressure on board members to be capable of responding to the needs of their shareholders. The board should have the in-depth knowledge needed to properly fill activities requests. Activities shareholders won't always be wrong in their requests, but they won't always be right either. As a result, board members will need to rely on their own judgment and knowledge of the company when handling shareholder activism. Board members should be aware of the risk factors that can make business more susceptible to activist shareholders and be prepared to potentially defend against them. The board may be called upon to communicate with investors and major stakeholders if, for example, a shareholder launches a vote no campaign. As conclusion, what's made your company successful is the people who work for you. Your team is your number one asset and they are indispensable. It's important that you take care of your team because your company is only as good as your best employees. If you don't pay your employees the wages that they deserve, they are going to start looking for jobs that pay a competitive rate. This puts you in a tough situation because not only will you lose your best employees, you will also be faced with the daunting and explicit task of hiring new people.